Trying to decide on an emerging market wasn't the easiest process because there are many markets that are huge right now.
The market I'm actually going to target is Russia for 2020.
Right now, I'm looking at China in particular.
I designed a car for the emerging market in China in 2020.
I've chosen Russia as an emerging market just because there's a lot of problems as far as road infrastructure, and I'm going to try to solve those problems with my vehicle.
Team 4, we're doing India.
After having chosen China, Russia, and India, the intern's next step was to create a profile of the potential buyer of their car in the year 2020. The designs are then tailored to the needs and wants of that future consumer.
We're kind of in the middle of trying to finalize the overall aesthetic design and come up with new functions for the car that are really going to pertain and relate to the user in China. We start by looking at who's specifically buying this car.
As a group, we decided we'd like to go for 2 core customers, and those customers are very different but very similar. The first is Jin, who's a 30-year-old male young professional in Shanghai, and he needs a car that shows kind of his new stature, his new elevated social class, that's affordable and that's reliable to get him out of the town on weekends to enjoy kind of the more rural area of China. And then we had a second person who's Sun, and she's the 22-year-old average college kid.
We did some research on who's going to be the biggest population and who's going to make the most money in 2020 in Russia. So we found a guy named Joseph, and Joseph is very outgoing, he's very adventurous, he owns his own business, and also he has a lot of equipment, so he needs something that can expand. Olia, on the other hand, she likes to dance, she's into music, she plays the cello. It's a bigger instrument, she needs more room in the car. So she needs something that's comfortable, it's social-based car.
After we do a lot of the research, and we found the family in China to first may be bigger, and the car have take about 5 to 8 people, so the volume is very important and space. We want to create more space for the passenger, so the car becomes more bigger.
There's over 1 billion people in India, and there's 16 million cars just in the capital city, and it's just a lot of congestion. You have people constantly struggling, to transport themselves and their goods. So, I tried to take those things into account. Our general person is, probably owns a motorcycle. He wants 4 wheels, and our specific character, we had him working at one of those call centers and making about $10,000 a year. And at those call centers, there's roughly 60 to 70 shuttle buses that collect people on a daily basis in the morning and then drop them off to work at these places because they don't have their own vehicles. So if you could fit as many people into this vehicle as possible, he could be one of the shuttle drivers and work at the call center.
Our consumer is someone who's young, he's aspiring to great things. He doesn't have a lot of money right now, his money's all tied up, whether he's trying to start a business or still taking care of family members or something like that. So he's got big dreams, and he lives a very exciting lifestyle. I circled in on a DJ because I think music is a really great communicator for people as far as their way of life. People who like, rock music might view their life one way, people who like rap might view their life another way, but I think the one channel that kind of runs through all humanity is we all love sound, we all love music.
The ultimate user would be sort of a family man who can't afford separate vehicles for both work and play, so the vehicles sort of encompass like all facets of his life. He'll probably drive it to work, commute to work, through rural landscape, over roads that aren't necessarily paved and stuff like that. So I'm going for more of an off-road theme for him and trying to provide the most utility for him at the same time.
After establishing who their target buyers would be, the teams are now scrambling to get their designs underway. Check back next week to see their progress.